Hello, everybody. It is Jackie from Pocket of Preschool, and I wanted to show you tonight the new dramatic. It is the hot cocoa stand. Now, I know it's springtime, but just think that you can do this. You can do this like next winter, or maybe it's winter where you are if you're from another country and your seasons are flipped. So maybe you can do it soon. Okay, so this will be included in the Dramatic Play bundle number 2. As you can see, it's very, very fun, very snowy. So we're gonna kind of wanna walk you around and show you all the things. So the first thing you'll notice is the snowflakes, and I don't know if you can see them. Let's see. There is snowflakes. So one easy way to do a backdrop for a Dramatic Play is to put something on the wall. Now, I use foam snowflakes that I just had in my classroom, like the foam ones you get at the Dollar Tree. I put these on the wall. Now you can also have your students make them, like if they're making snowflakes in art, have them put those on the wall. You can also hang some from the ceiling. I had some from like a party thing I had, like a party decoration set. So I went ahead and hung those from the ceiling as well. Just when you're hanging things from the ceiling, make sure the kids obviously can't reach them. The kiddos will grab them and pull them down, so make sure they can't reach them, because that would be dangerous if things were falling on their heads. So, yeah, so that's kind of the background, or you can always like put blue butcher paper on the background and then the kids can paint snowflakes, like with paint, so they could do that too. But I know some people purchase backgrounds, but I like to kind of mix it up. Do a little bit of store-bought, a little bit of student-made, all the things. So have your students make snowflakes or put some snowflakes around. And then we have our bunting banner. I typically hang a ribbon, and then the first time I do it, I use clothespins. And then before I clean it up, I actually staple the letters into the bunting banner. So next time it's all put together. So it's a little trick for you, a little time-saving trick. So a couple of things. So there is we have kind of some sections. So we have our cashier stand, we have the table, and then over there, you can see we have kind of our winter gear, which I'll show you that in a minute. And then over here, I don't know if you can see it, we kind of have some winter activities. So hot cocoa stand, other than like buying the hot cocoa, eating it and drinking it, I'm like, that'll be over really quick. And then the play will be over. So we want their play to be longer so they can increase their attention span and have that pretend play go deeper. So not only is there a hot cocoa stand, there's some winter activities that they can do in the winter. And what will that be doing? I'll tell you all the objectives we're hitting, and that'll also be in the guide. So here it is from the back. Oh, that's the chair I was sitting on. Let me push that in. So we have our table. And so at our table, I just have this little tray. I threw some napkins in there. Again, I have like 3 or 4, not a ton. And then we have our menu. So we have our drink menu. Again, super, super simple, small, medium, and large. We have mix-ins. And then we have the snack menu. Now, there is also a full page version of this. And I did put special on there. So maybe you want to have something else included, you can. And then that's our little snack table. And again, we also have our winter snowy activities they can do. And I'll show you that last, but let me show you the cashier stand. So, oh goodness, see if I can get it better. There we go. We'll kind of, hold on. Okay. So here is our cashier stand. So we have order here, pay here, lots of signs. There's more menus. We have some punch cards, so students they buy 10, they get 1 free, so they can count and punch as they are paying. And they can keep that in their wallets. Whoops. So those are in there. Fine motor. We have some phones at the bottom. Now, I like to use these phones so that way the kids don't sit there and pretend to watch movies and things. That way they can actually practice maybe calling themselves or their parents or their grandparents, whoever in their family, and really work on that identifying numbers as they pretend to call people. And then we also have wallets and purses or back purses at the bottom. I also have these little backpacks too. They're like mini purse backpacks. And let me show you one of the wallets. These I just got from Amazon. I got a set. I like them because there's like a little pouch for the money. Lots of great fine motor. They can put their receipts in and they can put their money in, and the money printable is included. And then we have our open and close stand, so they can have it open or closed. So the worker or the cashiers can do that. So we have cashier, barista, and customer. Now, if that's too much, you can always just do customer and barista if you just want to do 2 roles. So we also have our specials board. So this one I did a little bit different. So they can take this on or off. And then I have all the cards in here. So they can have like the things you have already on special, or I added a couple extra ones. Like maybe you're going to have coffee or juice or cake pops. Maybe something that's not on the menu, which is really fun. And then they can use the dry erase marker to erase and make a price for it. So again, we're working on writing those numbers. And then we have our full page menu. And then a lot of people ask, so this had an awning on it, but I can't see students when there's an awning. So it's literally just some ribbon I tie across the top, just to kind of add something where the awning was supposed to go. But that way I can see students. And then there's also some customer surveys that students can fill out. Again, they're just going to color if they're happy, mad, or sad about their order. And then they can write. Again, they can scribble, they can color, they can sound spell, whatever level they're at, they can do that. And then you can put some Post-it notes out, and they can also write the names of the order. So just like they do at Starbucks, they can do it too. And again, that's a great way to practice name writing and for the customer to tell somebody how to write their name, the letters. And then we also have our order forms. So these come in full and half page, and they can just mark off what the customer wants. Again, we're working on sizes, simples, mix-ins, and treats. And again, I added the specials on there, so that way if you want to add something that's not on the menu or they want to be creative, we can. All right, we're going to keep going. So over here, so a lot of times in the winter, it's kind of tricky to put on winter gear. Oh my gosh, snowballs are sticking to my feet. Okay, so I have some boots, and you can tell there's mud on them. It's fine. So they can practice putting on and off boots. Now, for your winter gear, I would say put it on that's a little bit bigger. So these are my own kiddos. And then we have all of our mittens and gloves. And again, they can match. So they can find the matching one. So they can work on matching or colors. They can match all their accessories. And again, we're practicing putting on all the things in the winter that are tricky in a really fun way. So they can practice putting on mittens or gloves during play. And then we also have our coats on the coat rack. And if you don't have these things, you can always ask families to donate them. Like these I got from the Dollar Tree. And then we have some hats. This one's from the Winter Educator Summit. Oh, no. This one's from a Kinder Crate box, but it's really, really fun. And then scarves. So back, I went to a fabric store and just got a little section of material, and I made my own scarves because it was cheap. So that way we have a bunch. And then we have our babies down here, and the babies are in preemie size or newborn size. So that way they can take the clothes on and off. And yeah, it's a little bit big, but again, we want students to be able to dress the baby as part of play. So if the clothes fit perfectly, it's hard. So again, just newborn size, like I made. They'll go. And then we have our baby supplies so they can take care of the baby. This is like a lunch pail, but it's actually, we used a diaper bag. These are dried wipes. And then we have some diapers, and those Velcro on, bottles. We have a couple empty containers of food that I put paint in. There's a blanket, spoons, empty container of treats. Again, lots of environmental print in there so they can practice taking care of those babies during play. And then let me take you over here to our hot cocoa stand part. So let me back it up. So we have our orders up here. And we do have our visual recipe. Now these are on Velcro. I also have one over here that students can use as well. Again, super simple, 4 steps. So I'm gonna take you, let me see if I can make you guys go down the line with me. Okay, so I'm gonna pretend to make a coffee. So they will get their cup and they can put their cocoa in. Now, again, you guys, look, it's not super full, like, because if they're using the tongs or tweezers, that's probably all they would need. They don't have to have it really full. They can do white or milk chocolate or white chocolate. And then, I wonder if I could, hold on. And back you guys up a little bit. There we go. And then they could put chocolate syrup in. This is just a container. Oh, I tried a little silly. But it's a hand sanitizer bottle, so they can practice using this pump. They can put whipped cream in. They can put a candy cane in. They can put in a marshmallow. I think I'm still on camera. I'm going to move you down a little bit with me. Okay. And then they can put sprinkles in. And I actually I untwisted it, hot glued the underneath, and then I hot glued the lid on, or the holes and the lid on, because there's real sprinkles inside. Or maybe they want chocolate chips. They can put those in. Whoops, goodness. And then we have our snacks. And again, this is it. So they would give that to the customer. And then we have all of our snacks. So we have, and some of these aren't on the menu. I just wanted to show you guys how to make them. So these cookies, my students made out of Model Magic. If you're using Model Magic or an air dry clay, make the cookies, make sure it's all the way completely air dried, and then paint them the next day. We have wooden cookies. Here's some cake pops. These are our special. These are just styrofoam balls with a stick in it. We have muffins. And you'll remember some of these from our coffee shop. Cinnamon rolls. I made these out of felt. And these are just some store-bought felt donuts. You could also just cut a piece of cardboard and make your donuts that way too. And again, tongs or tweezers whenever you can to add in fine motor. Now I'll show you some of the stuff down here. So we have large and small bags. So again, we're adding large and small. We have small, medium, and large cups. And you guys, they don't have to match. These are those pup cups from Starbucks. And then we have our plates and our silverware. So we have our cocoa stand hours. Now I have this on a ring because the students could also fill in the hours. So that way you can do either or. And then the clock, students can manipulate it to make it whatever time. Now, are they going to be able to tell time? No. Kinder may be able to tell time to the hour, but we're just exploring time and exploring a clock and noticing the numbers and just how kind of a clock works. So that's super, super basic skill level. Because for preschool, pre-K, and kinder, a lot of it is exploring and using all of those sciencing tools and math tools. And see, these are just like the little foam guys. See? Just super simple. Okay. Now, because again, I was worried that the play would be over way too fast. So here is our, oh gosh, our winter wonderland. Let me show you this first. Okay, so over here we kind of have our weather chart. Okay, and this is just a dry erase board. Show you that in a minute. A dry erase board that I'm not using. I just have it over here. You can always use that command Velcro to attach it if you're worried about it falling on kids. So we have our temperature chart because if you go to a cocoa stand, maybe they need to know what the temperature is or what the weather is. So I added a thermometer. Again, the fun and easy way to sneak in science. They can use the dry erase marker and write the temperature. Obviously, they're not going to read it exactly, but maybe they'll just write some of the numbers. And then, whoops, I have weather cards in here so they can pick what the weather is. It's snowy, rainy, whatever they want. And then I just have the sun Velcro. You could, okay, we're going to say it's rainy because that one didn't stick. You can also leave that blank and students can write it in. So if you're kinder, your kiddos can write it. Now, I know you see this contest. So let me show you about that. And that's what this ruler is for. Okay, come with me. So here is our snowy activities section. So, okay, So over here, what we're doing is, do you see that? So again, I want the play to last a lot longer. So they can also shovel snow, and I just have this bucket of cotton balls. These I got from the Dollar Tree, so that way they can put them out. They can do snowball tosses, which was over there, or they can just get these out. Oh, one of my hairs. And then they can shovel the snow with the real snow shovel. Sneaking in a little bit of gross motor there. This is just a tablecloth. If you find that your students are ripping this, use a plastic shower curtain or laminate a piece of butcher paper. So they can buy hot cocoa. So it's a great little visual of what students can do and pretend. Buy hot cocoa, they can buy snacks. They can build a snowman, build a snow fort, shovel the snow, have a snowball toss. So our snowmen are over here. A little bit. Okay, so I have these boxes. And what I did is I put Velcro on them. So I put the Velcro dots on them and I painted them white. And if your paint doesn't stick really well, or you can have your students paint them, I put just some duct tape, because you can tell it peels off where there's tape, or they can paint them without the tape on there. And so they can literally like put this guy over a little bit. Oh, there's my Build a Snowman sign as well. Okay. So they can build him little, so they could have him too big. Well, we're gonna go ahead and make him 3 big. And you could have more boxes depending on your space. And then I do have Velcro on there for arms as well. So they can pick out of the snowman supplies. And if you see the little blue trays that were over in the hot cocoa stand, it was actually the lid to these. I got them at the Dollar Tree. So on the back of these, because these were falling, I put a just little popsicle stick. Now the trick is to put the whole circle on the box and put half of the circle on the snowman. And then it sticks, and when you pull it off, it's not pulling everything off with you. Okay, I'm gonna move you over just a bit. There we go. Okay, and then there are large and small mittens. So and then there's blue and green. There's purple buttons. So that way they have to match the sizes. Maybe I want 2 small mittens on this one. There we go. Oops. And then every snowman needs a face. So I actually, and all these printables are included. So we have a little smile. I actually kept those together for the kiddos. And then we need a carrot nose. And there are large and small carrots. And then we have some eyeballs. And then you actually have to go over to the snow supplies to grab the hat. And again, the scarf, they just kind of wrap all the way around. And then they can measure. So these are the snowflakes, and they're gonna measure how tall. And I just taped them to a ruler. So now they can measure how big the snowman is. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 big, because you know they're gonna count as hat. So it's 7 big, and then they'll go write it on the chart, and we'll see who builds the tallest snowman. And again, they could even, if they wanted to, use the boxes and like make them really tall. So they could make him 5 big. They could use this one, and you know, they could go crazy building all kinds of fun snowmen. And there is the Build a Snowman chart. And then, oh, my big snowman is, you can't see it, but there's also parts of a snowman. So kind of a visual. It's not a step-by-step directions, but it does have all the different things they can add, because every snowman doesn't have to have a scarf. It doesn't have to have a hat. It's kind of what they decide. So they can use this to measure. And then these are just some trees I had from the Dollar Tree. And then let me go grab the snow forts. 1 second. Ooh. Okay, so I just have a bucket of cups Build a Snow Fort is on top. I have them on my shelf because that's the only spot I have for them. But if you have spot, like maybe your space is a little bit different than mine, you can put them over here in the winter activities. I just didn't have room, and that's okay. And so what students can do is they can build a snow fort out of the cups. Now, one thing about doing these winter activities is kiddos who really are not dramatic play, like that's not their favorite thing, this STEM activity may, or blocks kind of activity, may get them to the pretend center. So that's one way, because my students in my classroom get to pick, well, I'm not teaching this year, but when I was teaching, they always got to pick whatever center they went to. So this is how we get kids to the pretend center or dramatic play. If that's not their jam, we put things in there that they love. So they can measure how tall it is. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's 6 tall. And then they can put it on the contest, and maybe somebody else will build it taller. So again, non-standard measurement, adding in some STEM, adding in some wintry, snowy things that they can do. So it's just, when we add in those extra things, it also makes the play last longer. So again, if it was just the hot cocoa stand, it wasn't the winter activities, they would order their hot cocoa, the other person would make it, and then they would eat it, and then the play would be over. So this way, maybe the play will last longer, right? So they'll maybe order their hot cocoa, they'll go do something, and maybe they'll be like, oh my gosh, I'm so hungry and I want a snack. And maybe they'll order another snack. And then maybe they'll kind of come back and forth, right? Maybe they'll order more hot cocoa. Another thing you can do if you have kiddos, maybe the barista is kind of bored while all the other kiddos are doing the snow activities part of dramatic play. Maybe they can, another friend in the library or blocks or science discovery, the barista can call them and they can say, ding-a-ling-a-ling, it's the hot cocoa shop. Would you like an order to go? And they could ask them what they want. They can use the order form, they can make their order, and then there actually is a delivery cart sign. You can use a shopping cart for your delivery truck, and they can go deliver the hot cocoa, and then they can come back. And again, that's another way to kind of get those kiddos who aren't big dramatic play people, kind of get them reeled in and get them doing some pretend play in your classroom. So really, really fun. So this will be added again to the dramatic play 2. And yeah, I hope you guys love it. And it'll be great to use in the winter, and it'll be so much fun. And I hope you guys absolutely love it. And then also it does come with labels, all the printables. It has a whole bunch of teacher directions. It also has a page that's kind of a planning page, and it tells you everything students are doing by learning domain, math, science, literacy, fine motor, gross motor, health, safety, social studies. It has all the things broken down so you can literally show what students are learning in all of the domains, because you can see we literally are doing we're learning everything. We're doing some science, we're doing some social studies, we're doing some health and safety by doing all the wintry clothes. We're doing lots and lots of literacy with the writing and all the visuals and reading of the signs, and tons and tons of literacy, math, science, social studies, self-help or lots of social skills with putting on and off all the winter gear. Obviously social skills if they're interacting, having to play with other kiddos too. So I hope you guys love this one. I can't wait to share it with you. Yeah, so I hope you guys have an amazing night, and I will talk to you very soon.